Next, we're going to review the CPOC's actions after the SRT's review. The CPOC will access the review tool report and will then provide the review assessment via the review tool, create a correspondence log, and add questions to the state, and then initiate clarification on the package. Before we return to the system, let's review the clarification process. First, the CMS Point of Contact gathers questions from the review team via the review tool and enters questions to the state in the correspondence log related to the clarification request. Then, the CMS Point of Contact initiates the clarification, which returns the submission package to the state via a task in their task list. The state point of contact receives an email that there is a task to respond to a clarification request in their task list. The state point of contact then reads the correspondence log message from CMS. At this point, the state point of contact determines if the package needs to be updated. If so, the state point of contact responds to the CPOC and the correspondence log accordingly and updates the package. If not, the state point of contact responds to the questions in the correspondence log and does not modify the package. Once the clarification questions are resolved, the state point of contact returns the submission package to CMS for continued review. As a reminder, the clarification process does not stop the 90-day regulatory clock. This slide represents a potential process the CPOC, along with the SRTs, may take prior to initiating a clarification utilizing tools available in Mac Pro. As we reviewed previously, the first step when CMS receives a submission package is for the CMS point of contact to assign individuals with the submission review team, SRT role, to review all or part of a submission package. The CPOC sets a suggested milestone date for their completion of their review. Then, the CPOC and SRTs review and provide their assessments in the review tool available to Mac Pro. If there are questions or comments during their review, they may enter those via analyst notes in the review tool on each section of the package. If the CPOC and/or submission review team determines that clarification is needed from the state, the CPOC may compile questions/comments from the review tool into the correspondence log, a communication tool shared between the state and CMS. The CPOC then returns the submission package to the state by initiating a clarification, which is an informal return of the package to the state that does not stop the 90-day regulatory clock. Please note that this is a suggested process for submitting clarifications in Mac Pro. Now, let's move back to the system to review the steps we've just discussed. We'll log into Mac Pro as a CMS point of contact. You will be initially taken to your Actions tab. We will select the tab on the upper toolbar labeled Records. Then we will select Submission Packages, View All Submission Packages. We are going to click on the link to the package that has all reviewable units reviewed, with the package ending in 4468F. I recognize that there are several packages listed here. This is because we are in a training environment. These are not a reflection of Missouri. This takes you to the summary page for the submission package. You will notice that there are several links in the package navigation, including reviewable units, versions, compare doc change report, analyst notes, review tool report, news, and related actions. We are going to jump around to focus on just a few of these tabs right now, but we'll revisit the others later in this presentation. By selecting News Package Navigation, the CPOC will see the instructions that were entered after assigning the SRTs. It will also display all news related to this submission package. You may also view related actions. You will see the different actions you can perform at this time on this package. The CPOC can create a correspondence log, modify review team assignments, modify milestone dates, or view a print preview of reviewable units. The first action under Related Actions is Create Correspondence Log. The Correspondence Log is an official record of communication between CMS and the state. CMS can provide information to the state, and the state can respond. Only the State Point of Contact, or SPOC, and the CMS Point of Contact can write in the Correspondence Log. Others may view the Correspondence Log in a package for reference. We will revisit this action in a few minutes. The CPOC also has the option to add or delete SRT members from the reviewable units via the Modify Review Team Assignments link, or modify the milestone date set for SRT members via the Modify Milestones link. I would like to mention that if an SRT member is removed from the review team, their official review will no longer be visible, but any notes that were entered by that member will remain. Let's continue exploring our options in the package navigation. We may also choose reviewable units. By clicking on a blue link to a reviewable unit, you will see the data entered for that reviewable unit. The next option we will explore are the analyst notes. This will bring up any notes that were added by the submission review team members. The analyst notes will appear below the filtered fields in a table and can be sorted by ID, created by, created date, details, reviewable unit, and note type. You may also use the text boxes to search by details, filter by note type, or filter by reviewable unit. You will see the note that the SRT member just entered in this section. Before we move forward in our assessment of the submission package, let's take a look at the Review Tool Report option from the package navigation. This page will gather all of the information entered in the review tool by all members of the review team, including the CMS Point of Contact. The CPOC can also use questions and comments entered in the review tool report to compile in the correspondence log for a clarification, for example. You will notice that there are 4 different drop-down boxes by which this data can be sorted. You may sort by Package Reviewable Unit, Reviewable Unit Assessment Value, Reviewer, and Notes/Assessments. Let's assume that we only want to know what the SRT members deemed unclear in their review. We will choose Unclear from the Reviewable Unit Assessment Value drop-down box. If we scroll down to the Financial Eligibility Requirements for Non-Magi Groups section, there are Review Tool Report summary details from the SRT that indicates the SRT full name, Reviewable Unit Assessment Value, if more information is needed, the potential for disapproval, citation, justification, resolution date, and resolution. For convenience, there is a function to export to Excel located right underneath the sorting drop-down boxes. By selecting this link, you will initiate a task to your task list. The task will include a link to download the Excel report. The Review Tool report will be a function that you will visit frequently throughout the CMS review process. It is very helpful in compiling all review data in one concise manner. Let's assume at this point that CMS had been reviewing this submission package, and we notice that there is a small issue in one of the reviewable units. CMS submits a clarification to the state. This puts the package back into the state's hands and provides an opportunity for the state to respond to the request. The clarification process is similar to an unlock in MMDL. It allows the state to make updates to the submission package without stopping the 90-day clock. Now, let's go through how to request clarification regarding a submission package. We will choose Task on the upper toolbar. We will then select a task labeled Review Submission Package and the package ending in 4468F. We will click on the blue link to the Financial Eligibility Requirements for Non-Magi Groups reviewable unit. Remember that this is the reviewable unit that the SRT member deemed unclear. If we scroll to the bottom of the page and click the plus or minus button to expand the review assessment, we can enter our own assessment of this reviewable unit. We agree with the SRT's member's review, so we will also choose unclear. As an FYI, you can submit a clarification response without conducting a review of the reviewable unit. To answer the question of the potential for disapproval, we will select None and enter Citation in the citation text box. We will select the radio button next to Yes to indicate that more information is needed and enter Justification into the justification text box. Please note we are keeping these descriptions brief for the sake of time during training. Your descriptions for these sections should be thorough and pertain to the review of the reviewable unit. Next, select the radio button next to Yes to indicate that our review of this section is complete. The next section is a completed SRT review assessments. We will expand this section by selecting the plus or minus button. This contains a review of all submission review team members for this reviewable unit. We can click on the blue link of the reviewer to expand the review assessment. The CPOC has the option to add a note. Select Justification from the Note Type drop-down box. In the Details text box, we will type, I agree with the assessment of the SRT member. Next, select Add Note. You will notice that the analyst note entered by the SRT member appears in the table below. We will now select Save Review Assessment. Then, we'll scroll to the bottom of the page and select Return to Package Summary. The best way for the CMS Point of Contact to communicate the purpose of this clarification action is to enter the information into the Correspondence Log. Remember that this is the official record of communication between CMS and the state. You may even want to reach out to the state before initiating clarification to give them a heads up. All of this communication can be recorded in the Correspondence Log. We will select the link located below the package information labeled View Entire Package. Let's choose Related Actions from the package navigation, and then the first option, Create Correspondence Log. We will enter our questions for the state. The CPOC will enter information in the reference subject text box and correspondence detail text box. For this training, we will enter financial eligibility requirements for non-Magi groups RU in the reference subject box. And then, please verify the selection under Section B in the correspondence detail box. After you are finished entering your information, you will click the blue button labeled Create Correspondence Log. You will notice that this action has added a new option to the package navigation labeled Correspondence Log. Additionally, the related action has now been modified to read Add Entry to Correspondence Log. Now, let's take a closer look at the Correspondence Log by choosing Correspondence Log from the package navigation. The CPOC will see the Correspondence Log entry that was just entered along with any other entries if available. The Correspondence Log can be searched by name, keywords, and date by utilizing the Search Correspondence Log text box. An entry to the Correspondence Log may be added from the screen as well by clicking Add Entry to Correspondence Log in the upper right corner. Now, let's return to our Task tab and select a task to review submission package and the package ending in 4468F to send the clarification to the state. At the bottom of the screen, we will select Take Action on Package and then Yes. Under Available Workflow Actions, we have 4 available to us. We can request clarification, recommend approval, recommend disapproval, or request additional information. We will select the radio button next to Request Clarification regarding the submission package. Then, we'll select Execute Action and Yes to send the request to the state. After CMS requests clarification, there is an option to pull back the request and prevent the state from submitting the package. Although this is an option, states should be encouraged to submit the package back from clarification in a timely manner. In the case that the state has not submitted, the CMS Point of Contact can pull the package back from the state. To do so, let's begin by going to Records, and then View All Submission Packages. We will select the record for the package ending in 4468F and then navigate to Related Actions. Under Related Actions, we will select Prevent Package Submission. This takes you to a Take Action on Package form. Since the only available workflow action is to prevent package submission by state, the radio button is already filled out. We will select Take Action on Package and then Yes. By preventing package submission by the state, we have now recalled the package. If we select the Task tab, a new task to assign RUs to SRTs has generated in our to-do list. We will select this task for the package ending in 4468F. We will choose not to change the SRT assignments or the milestone date and select Assign Reviewable Units and Yes. A new task to review the package will generate in our task list. If we select this task and then select Take Action on Package and then Yes, we will have the same workflow actions available as we did prior to requesting clarification. Again, this is an option available to CMS, but in a real-world situation, the state will respond to the clarification, update their package accordingly, and submit the package back to CMS. Let's assume this is a real-world situation, and the state responds to the clarification. After the state responds to clarification, the CPOC is able to review the comments entered into the correspondence log by the state point of contact. For the purpose of this demonstration, we previously created a submission package that reflects what it will look like after the state has responded to this clarification request. Let's navigate to that submission package to read the state's responses to our questions in the correspondence log. We will first click on Records on the upper toolbar, then Submission Packages, View All Submission Packages. Then click on the previously made submission package ending in 4468G. Select Correspondence Log from the package navigation. As a reminder, the Correspondence Log is a place that you can keep notes within the package. It is an official channel of communication that is saved within the submission package, but it doesn't replace informal communication channels. From here, you will see the comments entered by the state point of contact. You may add an entry by selecting Add Entry to Correspondence Log in the upper right corner. We will then go to our Tasks tab to assign the reviewable units. We will click on the task labeled Assign Reviewable Units to SRTs, the package ending in 4468G. You will notice that the previously assigned SRT member or members are automatically added to the SRT users column. Our name as the CPOC also appears because we are on the review team. We will keep the assignment as is. We will set the milestone date as September 8th, 2017. And enter, please review the updated RU in the instructions text box. Next, we will select Assign Reviewable Units and select Yes. Now, let's return to the PowerPoint to review the steps in the submission review team and what they will take following a clarification request.
This is Stephanie. I just want to jump in real quick and go back to the prevent package submission by state, just to note that this is not something that we would do lightly, because MACPRO is really a place for CMS and states to collaborate, and really it's sort of an emergency function when we need to take action. We're approaching the 90th day and maybe we have to move to RAI because we're at day 90 and we haven't gotten the clarification response back from the state. That's the only time really that you would choose that prevent package submission by state so we could take the package back, which would allow us to issue the RAI. But it's not something that we would ever really use otherwise, because we really want to work together with the state. And in a case where we did use it, it would only be after we would have discussion with the state and let them know what we were planning to do. So I just wanted to flag that.